Good evening, my friend. Welcome to WDW Radio Live. I am Lou Mongello. Thank you so very much for being here. We have a very special night tonight. If you are watching live, please do me a favor. Sit back, relax, tag and invite a friend because we have a very special guest. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us every Wednesday right here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And turn on notifications because you never know where and when I might go live. And in tonight's case, you never know who I might bring along with me because tonight I do have a very special guest, and I want to start off by asking you a simple question. What is D23? Do you remember eons ago, it seems, that mysterious question was posed to us as Disney fans, and the internet in its infancy at the time sort of lost its collective marbles speculating what D23 might be. And now we know, and it has only gotten bigger and better. I have been a member since day one, and this club that's made for you and me, this club for Disney fans, really has grown to be something more than we and maybe even D23 might have imagined when it very first kicked off. And of all the amazing things that have come out of D23, I think one of the very best, it's not just D23 Expo, not just Destination D23, not just the podcast, but Jeffrey Epstein, who is my special guest. Listen, that's what your publicist said. I had to say, welcome to the show, Jeffrey Epstein, who will forever, forgive me, you're always going to be the Disney geek to me.
Thank you. Thanks, Lou. It is great to be here. First of all, thanks to everyone who's in the chat talking about being D23 members. Jeremy, Deborah, awesome. I am paying attention because I have no focus. Lou, the original question was, are you 23?
Are you 23? It's been so long.
Are you 23? I know it's been a long time. Yeah, because I worked on that campaign. It was it was amazing to be able to put that all together, or I should say be a very small part of the incredible team that put that together back. We started in 2008 because it was in January of 2009 when those RU23s started rolling out.
I remember, we had no idea what Disney was planning. That was still back in the days when I had my discussion forums, and I just remember the wild speculation for whatever it was going to be.
I remember we compiled a list at one point, and I think my favorite one was an all new theme park in Australia. And I was like, wow, how you got there from RU23? I mean, kudos to our friends down under, but I did not see how they extrapolated that.
Well, they were just ahead of the curve because I'm assuming that's what you're going to be announcing at Destination D23 this year. Not to jump ahead of ourselves, but...
Lou, if we are, I am very unaware of those plans.
It's a surprise to everybody, including Jeffrey. And
yes,
despite your insistences to the contrary, this is not the first time we have spoken together. This is the first time we've done live stuff together at some of the expos and things like that. But I looked in the archives, not the Walt Disney archives, but my archives. Back in 2011 on show 215, it was our very first interview together.
That was a decade ago, Lou. I don't think I've done an interview with you since.
You have.
You know.
In 2013, you did. I was waiting for this. See? In 2013, you came on 3/28, and again, the check cleared. You came back in 2014 on show 367. We talked about the Faniversary and the Destination D Attraction Rewind and D23 Expo.
Wow. What a good archive you have.
I have a crack team of researchers locked in the basement doing all my research for me.
Perhaps you should go work in a library. I feel like you'd be excellent with a card catalog, Lou.
Dewey Decimal System is really where my sweet spot lies. You're too young to know what any of those words mean.
Lou, I think I'm your age, if not older. So there we go.
So that is a beautiful transition. Look, I'm a huge, in case you can't tell by the things behind me, I'm a huge nerd and comic book fan. For those who maybe did not listen to those episodes, why, I have no idea. But if you are new to the show and maybe you haven't heard back, Give me a little bit of Jeffrey Epstein origin story. I'm a sucker for a good origin story. Give me the origin of little Jeffrey, little Disney fan, starting to work for the company, and how you got to where you are today.
Um, wow. Well, back my parents met. No. But let's see. Sorry, I'm so distracted by all the fun people in the chat, like Caleb, who I always see online, and Becky, of course. And so anyway, hi everyone, and the nice guy who liked my art behind me. Thank you. Sorry, I need to focus, Lou. Anyway, I when I was a kid, I was about 7. I was 7 when I first went to Disney World. Um, and like a lot of kids, I was bullied a lot. And to me, Disney World was this incredible place. I mean, as it is to many of us, but as a bullied kid, I saw it as a place where I was accepted and everything was just perfect. And I had the best parents in the world, and they're amazing, and I had a great family. But kids unfortunately get bullied. And Disney, because of that, for me, it made such a huge impact. It was a huge emotional impact on me. So I think that was I'd already liked Disney, but that's where I think my love was imprinted. Um, and then I was going to be an actor, and then I became a magazine editor, and then I was very lucky. I worked at magazines like Out Magazine and Us Weekly, Soap Opera Digest, and I always, whenever I could, tried to write stories about Disney. Um, uh, just I love it so much. The theme parks, the movies, the animation, whatever I could find a story to write about. And I was just very lucky in 2008. I was happened to be having lunch with someone and ran into a friend of a friend who turned out to be this guy, Stephen Clark, who created D23. It was this happenstance meeting where he happened to know my writing and some of my work. And so that led to a meal and a bunch of discussions. And in 2008, 13 years ago, almost to the day, I came to Disney. And I started exclusively at D23, and now I work in corporate communications, but still with a hand in D23. And I get to work with the Walt Disney Archives on all of their communications. And getting to work with all these incredible teams, and Mike Vargo, who oversees D23 and is just terrific and just a joy to work with. Becky Klein, the director of the Walt Disney Archives, who I get to work with and get to partner with her, helping promote all of their incredible exhibitions. And I get to do other fun things. I work with our brand and franchise team. So when we do fun things like uh, Disney Ultimate Princess Celebration or Mickey Mouse's 90th, I get to have a hand in how those all come out because of the franchise perspective there, and other fun things.
It had to be cool and scary all at the same time to be on the ground floor for this brand new thing that really, I mean, I have to imagine sort of everybody was figuring it out along the way. What was sort of, when you were brought on board, what was the role that you were hired for? Because I knew that the D23 team, especially at the very beginning, was not this massive, team that was in some giant high rise.
That is true. Although I got to tell you, the team is still very lean. They're incredible. The amount of quality work that the entire team does is just astounds me every day. So they're all fantastic rock stars. The team was very lean. We all wore a lot of hats. I was brought in to handle the marketing, and marketing was something that I had done. I had worked. I created the gay days at Disneyland, and so I learned a lot of grassroots, and it was through that I got to know a lot of the fan sites and a lot of the incredible people who are the webmaster. Were the webmasters, as we called it. Now I guess it's still a term, but I don't think anyone uses that term anymore. Maybe me, but got to know a lot of that people in the fan community, and so it was a really nice transition when I went to D23 to be able to reach back out to those people, because I think in some ways they knew me, and they knew my love of Disney. So that was really that was yeah, so that was fun. And I yeah, so I was brought in for marketing, but I ended up taking on some synergy pieces, communication. I worked on a bunch of the events, and along with the whole rest of the team. I by no means was doing any of this all by myself. Everyone really jumped in, and whenever there was something to do, we all banded together and figured it out. Because you're right, it was figuring a lot of stuff out. When D23 launched, their events was not really a component of it. We did a little tiny event very early on at Disneyland, which was just a signing with artist Dave Pacheco, who'd done a lot of our original artwork and is just wonderfully talented. And we saw that there was just this hunger for connection that, and we had it too. We just loved being able to connect with the fans. And so then we did our big uh, all night, up all night,
Mhm.
the up all night event, which was our first event, and which was just amazing. Um, at the El Capitan, opening night of Up, and we decided it would be a great idea that everyone got a balloon when they were handed out. Everyone got a balloon handed to them when they were leaving, and what we didn't anticipate was the balloons sort of getting tangled into each other. So suddenly all of the strings were tangled up, and we had to spend like half an hour, like the last half hour of the movie, all in the El Cap, trying to undo these. And it was we called it the balloonacy because it was wildly unexpected. It was very fun. It was a great bonding moment. But from there, we understood, oh, we should look at things and let's see if people want to come to have tours of the Disney lot, and let's come up with some fun events. So events was something that was a natural outgrowth, but not something that we had anticipated doing. And then, of course, the D23 Expo, which is the big kahuna of all the Disney events that we do.
I think the in-person events, you know me, I always say there's nothing beats a handshake and a hug, and there's one thing to connect with, not just D23 as an entity, but other Disney fans online is one thing. There's a different energy completely when you get people together in a room for a movie, on a lot, in a park, wherever it might be, and certainly for things like Expo. And I think that has been one of the most remarkable things that I have seen, just even from a fan perspective, that I look forward to most are the in-person events. The other thing that I think has been one of just the greatest benefits of D23 as a whole is the attention that you give to so many people whose work doesn't go unnoticed, but sometimes we didn't connect not just the names but the faces to people, and having these events and the legend ceremonies and bringing them out and on stage at these events and letting fans meet them and see them and ask them questions has been it's been such a wonderful gift, not just for us as fans, but I think for those cast members as well, whose name we've known but never got to necessarily hear them sort of tell their stories in their own words.
It absolutely. I mean, it's a thrill for me as a Disney fan to get to meet these people. At our, I think it was at our second anniversary party, I actually got to meet and know Bob Gurr, and it was just an unbelievable experience. He is
He's so mild mannered
everything.
and reserved and quiet and just sort of sits there.
Well, it's funny. I've gotten to know him, and he actually is that. That's sort of his. He's very chill and laid back. When you're just hanging out, but he is definitely, he knows how to put on a great show. He is absolutely one of the best. But yeah, I mean, how lucky am I? And every day that I see him, I think this never would have happened. I never would have met him if it had not been for something through D23. And I know a lot of our members and our cast members have had those same experiences, and getting to celebrate these incredible legends and animators and Imagineers and incredible talents behind some of our favorite projects, like to be able to do that and recognize them. You're right, there were a lot of faces that people didn't know, and I think, or I shouldn't say no one knew them, because I think there's certainly this great core group of passionate, wonderful Disney fans who knew who these people were. But I think D23 helped, along with, of course, fan sites and your podcast and things like that, help amplify those voices and really get the word out for who some of these incredible people are.
Well, and speaking of faces, nice segue. I think one of the things that I love too was, when I called you the Disney geek at the beginning, it's because I love the fact that, whether you want to admit it or not, you really were, and I think for a lot of us, you still sort of are the face of D23, because you were at all the events. You did the Disney geek videos for a period of time. Tell me when and how that started, and what sort of the impetus was behind the Disney geek videos.
Sure. And yes, Edward and Derek, and whoever's quite, yes, that is my name. I'm sorry, my mother gave it to me. I normally put an R in there, but I don't use Skype a lot, so I couldn't figure out how to put the R middle initial in there. I am not that person. Hopefully, everyone's figured that out. Sorry. So Disney Geek was early. We started it in 2010. We were just looking at some organic ways to get the word out about D23, but also leverage some of the incredible work that the team was doing. And so I suggested, what if we did sort of like a Disney news show? There wasn't anything really like that in the space that Disney was producing. And so that's honestly how it started. So and it became this, well, why don't we just film it at your desk? Because your desk already looks a bit like
a set, right? Look like a set.
Yes, well, we'll go with that. I was going to go with a less generous description, but I appreciate yours. Now, of course, each week we zhuzhed it up a bit, but you can see I definitely have a lot of Disney stuff here. If I could turn my camera and not have send my monitor tumbling, you'd see I've got shelves with Tsum Tsums and other plush and lots of books. Like I'm a collector and a huge fan as well. So, that's how it began, and it was just a really fun way to engage with the whole company, but also showcase some of the incredible stuff that D23 was doing.
Yeah, and speaking of some of those things, and I see like Jamie's asking about things like fan anniversaries and stuff returning in the future. I think going sort of full circle to we had that sort of constant connection to you and D23 and the news through that, but it really has been the events and the wide variety. And going forward, there's I think now post-pandemic ish, we are looking forward to events more than ever, and there is a lot that D23 has in store, both here in Walt Disney World, and man, I cannot tell you how much I can't wait for D23 Expo next year, as well as a bunch of other events as well. Sort of catch us up, starting off with Destination D23.
Yes. Well, and just to answer it, because the questions scroll and then I lose them, so I don't know if there's a way for me to actually see all of them, but Heather, I will totally meet up in a Gunkwit. I'm a huge Gunkwit person. And Faniversary, something it was terrific. It was so much fun. I got to go on the road and do that a few times, and the team who did it, Justin and Stephen Bagnini, who were just all so talented. That was great. I don't know if that would be coming back. I can certainly mention to Alex, who leads our events team, that was something that people enjoyed. We loved doing it. It's just a lot of work, and we are a very, very small team. Destination D23 coming up in November. Cannot wait. We're going to be revealing some more details in the upcoming weeks. Specifically, we've already said that some select panels will be live streamed, but we will reveal all the panels that will be. We will reveal all the panels with all of the guests, and there's some incredible special guests. And I without giving too much away, I mean, first of all, our CEO, Bob Chapek, is going to be there with an opening presentation that I'm very excited for. Of course, Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, is going to be there with a presentation that no one is going to want to miss. And I don't want people to think that those are, even though they are the marquee, there are going to be a lot of other fun surprises, a lot of great reveals. I have been talking to Justin Arthur, who is overseeing putting a lot of the programming together, as well as some of our partners from around the company. There's going to be a lot of great stuff that people are going to want to stay tuned for, even if they weren't able to be in the room. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff to watch.
One of the things and I've always loved, because Destination D is a smaller event. There's a sense of intimacy to it because it is limited as opposed to Expo, which is obviously on a much grander scale. And I love the fact that, Expo has so many different branches of the company there, but Destination D is about the parks and for the fans. And every single time on both coasts, when you've done these, there's always been this gift, this surprise, this concert, this person that comes out, which is just, and I'm sure if for us, we lose our minds. You must love seeing and hearing the reaction of people as those moments start to happen.
Yes, 100%. And it's, look, Destination, it's funny because you're right. Destination D23, when you look at an expo, is certainly more intimate. It's still a very large event. It's the largest event we will do outside of the expo. Well, I should say largest seated event. Sometimes we'll do like events on the lot that are bigger. But the one of the great advantages for someone who hasn't been to a Destination D23 and maybe for the future is, the expo, as you know, Lou, there's lines, or there's, you try to get a stage pass and things like that, and there's opportunities, but there's not necessarily a guaranteed way to get into every single panel. And something that the team felt very, very strongly about was, do we let's create an event where everyone is guaranteed a seat at every panel, and make it very inclusive like that, so you don't have to worry. Like, if you want to come in 5 minutes late or early, it doesn't matter. So that's one of the great things I love about Destination D. And yes, also getting to see the surprise looks on people's faces and hear the cheers with some of the announcements and the special guests, and it's all very fun.
Yeah, and it's interesting watching some of the chat comments, like Julie says. Some people are actually, making their requests or their prayers for who they hope some of the special guests are going to be.
I didn't see, what was Julie's hope? I missed Julie.
Jordan Fisher.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was on our podcast last week. For anyone who I don't know if Julie just happens to have known that and was picking it out, but he is the version of the D23 Inside Disney podcast that is up right now is Jordan Fisher, who's amazing. But I don't want to ruin anything, but I don't think Jordan Fisher is gonna be there. Sorry,
just tease.
Don't think so, but we'll never know.
But then, so that's November 19th. I mean, we're exactly 1 month away. Not to make you panic, but you only have 30 days to get ready. But D23 Expo is coming back Friday, September 9th through Sunday, September 11th. This is the one that I have had circled. I've had circled since the very first year. Speaking of things that we didn't know what they were going to be when D23 Expo was first announced, and I decided to get a booth, having no clue what it was going to be like. And now it's the thing that I look forward to more than ever. And every year for the last few years, Becky Menken from Mouse Fan Travel and Lou Mongello from WDW Radio, we tear down those walls and we come together in our booth and have such a good time. And again, just sort of feed off the energy of the people who are there, without spoiling anything. Unless you want to spoil, feel free. Tell us about the upcoming expo.
It is going to be great.
Can you be less specific? Just
probably. I don't want to. I can only reiterate some of the great things we've said. It is going to be the kickoff to the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company, which is, as you can imagine, going to be massive for the entire company. It is going to make all the previous incredible things we've done look also incredible, but maybe this will be more. Some of the planning going into that has just been, just to be a fly on the wall, has just been terrific to hear some of the incredible things that the company is going to be doing. So that's the real big piece. And there may be maybe a little reveal at Destination D23, but you can bet that starting very early next year, we're going to be making some very fun announcements. But of course, the Disney Legends ceremony we are planning to have that back, and other fan favorites, including you, Lou, of course.
There is, and I won't spoil it for you because I know you haven't caught up to last week's WDW Radio podcast yet. But we talked about the past, present, and future of Walt Disney World as part of the 50th anniversary. And I shared at the end my 5 predictions for what I think is coming in the future. And something I think is going to happen either, and maybe it's just wishful thinking, I know that, because I too am a fan first, that I hope is going to be announced at Destination D, if not at D23 Expo. Don't tell Jeffrey what it is. I need every download I can get, make him go back and listen. So I can't wait. Yeah, and it'll be here before you know it.
That is true. I'm with you.
So in addition to some of those big things, you also do a number of other special events and things like with the Walt Disney Archives and some of their exhibits as well, correct?
Absolutely. one of the most fun things when I shifted my focus from D23 into corporate communications, other than being able to keep a lot of the parts of D23 that I love working on, was being able to take on the communications for the Walt Disney Archives. And uh, as I know you're familiar, Lou, and hopefully some of the people in the chat, and let me know if you have been able to go to any of these incredible exhibits that the archives has been doing. And it's something that we started, and by we I mean Becky and the incredible archives teams, because I had very very little to actually do with that. But with the with the first big exhibit, of course, being at D23 Expo. And from there, it just took off, and they did the incredible exhibition at the Reagan Library, which then moved to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. And over the last couple of years, really ramping up and doing the incredible exhibit of Inside the Walt Disney Archives at the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana, right near Disneyland. That, of course, is now at the Graceland Exhibition Center. And coming to the Bowers next is All That Glitters, which is a very, very cool exhibit of jewelry and other props from Disney films. And Heroes and Villains, currently up at MoPop, the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle. That exhibit had its premiere at D23 Expo as well, and that's an incredible costume exhibit. And I got to, of course, see the fabulous Becky Mankin there. So that was incredible. And yeah, tying that together a little bit, when we opened the archives exhibit at Graceland, there was a super super fun event that D23 held there, that Paula Whitlock and Alex from our events team put together. Just fantastic. And of course, it was great having Bill Farmer, and Disney legend Bill Farmer, and voice of Mickey Mouse Brett Iwan there. So something very special there. I don't think we've announced anything for the Bowers Museum yet, but maybe there's going to be something fun there that we'll be announcing maybe. So it's just fun being able to tie the archives events together with D23, because we know that D23 members obviously have such an incredible passion and love for the history of the company. So being able to marry the archives and D23 together in special events is just always a wonderful thing.
And I see a lot of people asking for different events at different locations, but I also understand too that not everybody can get out to a Destination D23 or an expo or a different museum. And I like the fact that you've consistently been able to bring the fan experience to people's homes, whether it's with the magazine, with some of the cool, I don't want to call them giveaways, like some of the special packages that you guys have assembled for different times of year and people sign up, and the relatively newly refreshed D23 app as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, so much. So first, I lost Alex's last name when I was saying it a minute ago. So Alex Williams, who's I need to give a huge shout out to. And to your point about reaching out to people, Alex and Justin together both did some really, really cool virtual events, which when many of us were at home over the last year and a half plus now, that was just such a wonderful thing to be able to pivot to. Okay, yes. And then we have the D23 app, which just was re-unveiled. We did have a D23 Expo app a bit ago, and now we have the D23 app, which under Mitch Powers, that whole team developed, which just a great way to keep D23 with you in your pocket. Like, who doesn't want to keep a little D23 magic with you wherever you go? You can get your virtual. Yes, Gary, there's a D23 app. I'm just seeing that now. There's a delay, so if you posted that and a while ago, I apologize, Gary. But anyway, yeah, so the app, you can actually get your virtual membership card there, so that instead of having to carry around a membership card or you forget, you can show that to get your D23 discounts in various places. Yeah, it's a very fun app. So yes, you can get it at the App Store and the Google Play Store. Is that where you buy things if you don't have an iPhone? Yeah, the team did just a terrific job with that, and it looks really fun.
Yeah, and there's a ton. Like there's a
Thanks,
ton
Deborah.
to dig through in that, and lots of news and updates and fun stuff there as well. But wait, there's more, because if you can't get enough Jeffrey, you can also and listen. You probably think, why would Lou mention another Disney podcast? Why would I not? There is, of course, the D23 Inside Disney podcast, which I absolutely recommend you download and listen to. after you download and listen to every other episode of W Radio first, of course.
Of course. Well, and Lou, I think the whole we cannot go further without addressing the elephant in the podcast, which, of course,
I'm
is
working
the
on it,
fact.
Jeffrey. I'm trying my best. I'm eating better. I'm not exercising it.
Not that one.
Oh.
The fact that you were named by Screen Rant as the #1 podcast for Disney fans, and D23 Inside Disney was #2. Now, I 100% support that, Luke, because I think you're a lovely human being. I feel like it's a good, healthy competition. Very much appreciate all you do for the Disney fan community. So happy if I'm gonna have to, if I should say, if me and the D23 Inside Disney team, Sherry, Tony, Bruce, Paul, the incredible team, are gonna take second place to anyone, I'm glad it's you.
Let me read the email that you sent to me after that article came out.
Oh gosh, please don't.
I am honored to be in such good company with you and everybody on the D23 team. I mean that sincerely.
Well, thank you, and it is very fun. It's fun. The Inside Disney podcast, really a bit of an evolution of Disney Geek, and certainly easier to do without having to rejudge my office week to week. And the truly incredible co-host Sherry from Oh My Disney and Tony from Good Morning America. The team, it's just so much fun getting to see them every week. I mean, Lou, I know you're this incredible, solo act. No one can top Lou. It's fun having the two of them to play with and play off of, and getting to do so many cool things, getting to talk to so many awesome people. Obviously we, of course, like you, talk about the theme parks quite a bit. But I'm a massive Marvel fan, so getting to have people like Paul Bettany, Tom Hiddleston, Simu Liu, Aquafina, Lizzie Olsen, all of them on, obviously not all at the same time, Kevin Feige, and to get to talk about my Marvel love, or having Ming Na on to chat about Mulan and S.H.I.E.L.D. and now Mandalorian, like that's so much fun as well. So there's lots of fun people, and Jordan Fisher for Julie. Yeah,
I just
so
like
it's
the fact that you're on a first name basis with Ming Na. Like you just said, she's Ming Na. Yeah,
again, it's all thanks to D23 stuff. So I became friendly with Ming like a while ago, and she's been a great friend, and so I'm so happy for her. And then to see her become a Disney legend was just like my heart just exploded. So it was fantastic.
And if you are watching live and have any questions for Jeffrey, pop them into the chat. We will try and pull them up as they come up. I saw one go by, and now I can't find what it is. So, all right. So I want to let's stick a pin in that for a second. So you've been able to, as part of the podcast and these events, you've been able to meet and interview so many incredible people. And it's like the favorite child question, and I know they're all wonderful and they're all special and they're all part of the Disney family, but from a purely Jeffrey the Disney geek, not the Disney geek, who has been the one that has just been like oh my God, I cannot believe I'm talking to so-and-so?
There have been a lot like that, just because I feel very lucky. I think I recently, because when we hit our 100th episode, we sort of did a look back, and I want to say, definitely one of my absolute favorites was Kevin Feige, because to be able to get into talk with him and ask him, I could have talked to him for 3 hours, but to ask all of my Marvel geek questions, and thanks, Jason. Which one am I? Kevin was just so great, and he gave such fun teases about the multiverse and all these things that we had just come to understand now with Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier and everything that, and Black Widow. So it was just amazing talking to him. He's obviously a genius and wildly talented, and has his own incredible team. So that was amazing.
But more importantly,
Yes.
he's also like the most unassuming, nicest guy, fan first that you'll ever want to meet.
Yep, 100%. Tom Hiddleston also, I didn't know what to expect, but I'd found this video of him from like 15 years ago at the BAFTAs talking to Miss Piggy. And so I just thought, well, that's a funny thing to bring up. Why wouldn't I talk about that? And so he just took that and ran and was like, we haven't talked. I feel like I need to reach out. He was so funny and just such a really great, um, like just such a great interview and so much fun. And obviously I'm a huge fan. I love Loki and I think he's a wonderfully talented actor.
And remarkably handsome. Let's just be honest too.
I definitely definitely very handsome. And yeah, and I love, I love Bob Gurr because I've known Bob now for so long that being able to ask him questions that I feel like he doesn't get all the time is fun for me. Like, cause I'll like try to go in there for the real sideways questions. So being able to talk, like being able to ask someone a question that a fan maybe has never heard asked before, to me is a fun thing to do.
And people like Bob are great because the farther they've been removed from their like employment with the company and they get a little bit older, they get a little bit more free with their answers. So you never know sometimes what answer you might get from some of the
That is also true. That is also true.
Derek asked a question. If you could pick one Imagineer, past or present, to do another interview or panel with, who would you pick?
Marty Sklar. That was Marty, Marty passed away right after the expo in 19, was it?
Right.
And we launched the podcast there, so we never got to interview him. And was it 19 or was it 17? Now I'm time is a construct. But we had just done an issue of the publication, and he sent me the nicest email, and it was just completely unprompted because I honestly wasn't entirely sure that Marty knew like exactly what I did or my last name. I wasn't sure just because he's Marty Sklar. He's got a million other things. And he wrote me this lovely note about the publication, and he'd written it to Max Lark, who's the fantastic editor as well. And it was just so to not be able to. What happened?
Oh, it's all right. We're a little bit of internet connectivity issues. I filled in the rest of your answer for you. It's fine. Don't listen back. Shannon wants to know if there will ever be another scavenger hunt at Destination D23.
I don't know. I can definitely I will bring it up to Alex Williams. He is amazing. But I don't know. It's a lot of work. I got to tell you, that was a lot of work. It was very fun, and I think people really enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't know.
Amber Bramble says, "What contribution are you most proud of with your work at D23 and the archives, etc.?"
Wow, that's a great question. The whole team is just so. I alluded to this a little bit earlier, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm not answering the question. The whole team it's so collaborative, and everyone really pitches in, and so to say like I did one thing, I mean I'm always proud of how the PR and communications goes for D23 Expo, because you're talking about an event with tens of thousands of humans, and it's very challenging, and a lot of people look at that and go, oh well, how can it not operate like clockwork? And it's like, well, you're building an entire city for 3 days. So to get everything up and running, I mean the whole event takes a giant village, but I'm always very proud of that, because that is something that I do own a bit. But to say something like, I love getting to, help oversee the magazine. I love Disney 23 magazine. I think it is incredible. I didn't start that. It's now part of what I work on. I loved getting to help create Destination D when it was called Destination D, and now it's Destination D23. So those are things, and creating Disney Geek and working on the podcast. Those are all things I'm so incredibly proud of. But they're all, I am just a cog in the wheel. I'm another person who's making this all happen, and there's so many other incredible people. So I don't want to stake claim to any of those things, but I'm very proud to have been able to be a part of it.
Knowing you as long as I do, I could have bet that your answer would be as humble as it was, and to give credit to other people as well. But you do deserve a lot. Jim Rohosky has a great question. If you were able to ask Walt one question, what would it be? You've never thought about this ever in your whole life?
No, that's a great question, though. If I was going to ask Walt a question, I would ask him, could he have ever imagined the company becoming as global and impactful and meaning to so many people as it's become? Because I think Walt had huge dreams, and I know he knew that he was beloved around the world. But I think thanks and in part to social media, in part to the greater, we're so much more connected. There's now is multiple theme parks around the world and a cruise line. Like, could he have ever imagined that? I mean, and he may have said yes, like, because Walt had Walt was a visionary. Walt was, so he could have, that might have not surprised him at all.
I saw a number of other questions come in, which just happened to Jeffrey Epstein from D23 be ones that are on my list.
Oh, okay.
I have a lightning round, 10 questions for you.
Okay.
That we did not go over ahead of time. And I think
Great.
These will be a fun
Those are my favorite.
Right. I thought you would like this. Jeffrey's texting me. Don't you dare ask me. No, don't. I promise. These are easy. These are easy. These will be fun, and I think this will be a great way to wrap up our conversation tonight.
All right.
Favorite Disney attraction, and when I say these questions, they're for any park, any Disney park around the world. So, favorite Disney attraction.
The People Mover at Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom.
God, if I didn't love Jeffrey enough, that's the look right there. Wait, I never get these right. There's my little People Mover sign right there. What is your favorite dining location, and why is it the Boathouse? No, just what is your favorite dining location?
Yeah, I do love the Boathouse.
What? Jeffrey, when you come down here, me and you at the Boathouse together.
Done. All right, but if I was going to pick my favorite, that might be a tie between California Grill and Sanaa.
Those are not bad choices at all. So sometimes you just want to go and maybe not have a full meal. You just want to chill out and relax with some friends and maybe a beverage of the adult variety or 6. What is your favorite lounge anywhere?
Lamplight Lounge.
God, I knew you were going to... We're on the same wavelength. I knew you were going to go there.
Talk about a space that is so fantastically designed by the Imagineers and yet so in sync with the creative talent at Pixar. And I mean, the drinks are wonderful. The lobster nachos, the tuna poke, like, it is perfect.
And I love the inside and the outside and the secret room and everything about it. I agree 1,000%. Who is Jeffrey Epstein's favorite character?
Hey.
Wow. All right. What is your favorite Disney park worldwide? Have you been to? You've been to every. Have you been to every park?
I've not been to Hong Kong. It is on my bucket list. And when you say, so you mean the park? So, like, I wouldn't say Disneyland
Epcot,
Resort. I'd say Disneyland.
Kingdom, right?
Okay.
DCA, whatever.
Worldwide would probably be Tokyo Disney Sea. Yeah. Epcot's a super close second.
When you said Tokyo Disney Sea, I said, "Yay, we're still best friends." If you could work at one Disney attraction, what would it be?
Can the Disney Cruise Line count as an attraction?
Of course it does.
All right, I would love to. That's that's my jam, Lou.
And what role would you have on the cruise?
I guess, for a short time, I would want to be the cruise director. I think it is such a fun guest facing role and getting to interact with the guests that way. I also know that it is an incredibly difficult role. It is you're tasked with scheduling humans on every cruise. It is my hat is off when I got to understand that a little bit better and really appreciate the amount of work and skill it takes to do that job. I think I would not be long for it, but I would love to try it for a bit.
And I could absolutely see you just being killing it in that role.
It's very kind. Lou,
Thank
you'd
you.
be an excellent cruise director as well, as you
Super
frequently are
excited.
when you do your vacations.
I'm too short. Nobody would be able to see me over the crowd on deck. It's fine.
It's
Uh,
just all you have to do is just carry a little sign like here I am.
I actually carry a little apple crate, and I just stand
Cart.
up on that. Much like
Okay,
the phone book that I'm
Apple.
sitting on now, so you can see me. What is
Aw.
your favorite Disney movie? And I'm leaving the other. The other
Enchanted.
very not. Wow, I love that answer. I love that answer. Should Enchanted have a sequel?
Should it? It's going to,
I
and I
know, but
cannot
some
wait.
movies
I am
like
all. I
some
am
movies I think
so.
sit great by themselves. My kids loved Enchanted and lost their minds when they said that there was a sequel coming out.
Disenchanted, cannot wait for it. And I was even more excited, not to like mention another human, but Yvette Nicole Brown has become a really, really good friend of mine. And the fact that she's in it, I, my head nearly popped off my neck. It was so excited. I'm so
I like
excited.
the fact that you went not to mention another human, but I'm going to mention another human. All right, you're a big Marvel fan. What's your favorite Marvel movie?
Avengers Endgame. But now I've got to say, Shang-Chi my mind was so blown by Shang-Chi. I thought it was just one of the smartest, most brilliant ways to sort of, I don't want to say reinvent, but just to sort of reintroduce the franchise in a new way following the first saga. But also I shout out for Eternals. I got to see that last night, and it is epic.
Oh
I couldn't. I
gosh, I
was
can't wait.
so Chloe Zhao just did. Oh my gosh, it is epic.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Um, somebody else said how much they loved in Enchanted as well. Um, so you mentioned Disney Cruise Line. What is your
Yes.
favorite Disney Cruise Line ship, and what is your favorite thing to do when you're on board?
All right. Well, see, I like all the ships for different reasons. Generally, I like whatever ship is going to take me on the longest cruise. So the seven nighters generally always make me happy. I was very lucky. 2 years ago, I got to be a guest speaker on the Disney Wonder as it did the Panama Canal, so that immediately became my favorite ship. I love the classic ships because they're very walkable, but I love the fantasy. I think all of the innovations in the fantasy are so wonderful, and the Dream as well. The Dream just generally does shorter cruises, so it it's a little harder for me. But I like the classic ships for their walkability. Um, my favorite things to do. I think, as you know, because we've done this together, eat chicken tenders on the pool deck. Um, have the chicken parmesan at Palo. Um,
So just very
potentially
quickly,
enjoy.
just I got to stop you for a
Yes.
second because
All I do is eat on the ships.
people thought I was a crazy person. I mean, they do anyway. When I talked about the joy that is the chicken tenders on deck 11 as well as room service, explain that there's something different and special and magical about the chicken on the cruise line.
I mean, you've really said it, and I back you up and support you 100% on that, Lou. The chicken tenders on Disney Cruise Line are unlike any chicken tenders I've ever eaten in my life. And I may in a week be getting to sample them again. I'm very excited. But yeah, I don't know. They just taste better than any chicken tenders ever. I don't know if it's just because I'm eating them on a cruise ship and immediately things taste better, but I honestly believe that they are truly better.
Beth
And
says it's
anyone
the
who I've
sea
sent on
air.
the ships has said the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it is.
yes, it's this.
I agree 1,000%. Um,
Um, of course, the shows. I love seeing live shows, and when I went on the Disney Dream, where I saw you, that was sort of like, oh my gosh, I'm back in a theater seeing a live show. It was very overwhelming. Um, so that was I love the shows, and I love just relaxing. That the great one of the best things to do on that ship is just to chill out and unplug, because you're in the middle of the ocean on this gorgeous, incredible ship with impeccable service and wonderful food, and just relax, which is just something that a lot of us aren't able to do. Our lives are all very busy.
Yeah, it does. It's as difficult as it is sometimes. I think unplugging and just sort of being in that environment lets you do that. And the final question I
Um,
have for you.
wait, hold on. I want Beth pointed out something in the chat, the crew, and I did not say that, and she is 100% right. The crew, talk about the exceptional crew and the hardest working people on the sea. They just do such a fantastic job. Anyone who's been on Disney Cruise Line knows that like you feel like they know you better than you know yourself by the end of the cruise. It's just such a great experience, and everyone is so wonderful. So I apologize to any Disney Cruise Line crew person or cast member who sees this, because they are exceptional. Sorry.
I have been keeping track, and it's okay. I have made sure you have mentioned every single cast member and crew member that works for the Disney company or ever has. So you are covered completely. But look, that's part of what, not just I, but everybody loves you, is because you are so very humble, and you do love this place, and you love the people. So the last question I have for you, Jeffrey Epstein, and this is not meant to try and have you spoil anything unless you so choose to, but as a fan, what are you looking forward to most for the future of Disney? For whether it's Disney parks, Disney movies, Disney Cruise Line, Disney Wish, what are you sort of looking forward to most that we know is coming so far?
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna give you a few. You named one, Disney Wish. Getting to and give a little plug for, we did a very fun video episode of the podcast from Walt Disney World. It is a bit of a watch. It's over 40 minutes, so it's long, but we crammed in something like 20 guests. It's a lot of people. But getting to be at Walt Disney World and see the Disney Wish or some of the pieces of the Disney Wish was so exciting for me. It made me even more excited for that ship to start sailing in June. I can't wait. All of the experience where you all of it. The fact that there is a 1923 restaurant, which we all know is named after D23, is unbelievable. It's just, I mean, I love that nod to the history and heritage of the company. I think it's so terrific. All right, so the Disney Wish, and anything that Disney Cruise Line does, pretty much I'm looking forward to.
I'm with you 1,000%, and I look forward to going out next year. More importantly, Jeffrey, I look forward to seeing you again soon. We will have to do this again. Hopefully I will see you in less than a month at Destination D23, and we of course will be back next year at D23 Expo. Do me a favor, tell people where they can find all of the D23 goodness online and on social.
I would be happy to. So you can, of course, go to D23.com for all of the latest Disney news, D23.com/Inside Disney for the fabulous podcast, which second only to lose in the estimation of Screen Rant and many of you in the chat. And it's at Disney D23 on all the social platforms. And of course, the Walt Disney Archives, you can follow at TWDC Archives on Twitter. And I believe it's at Walt Disney Archives on both Facebook and Instagram, but you can search and find them. And they've got great accounts as well. So definitely follow them and check it out. And Lou, thank you so much for having me. It is great to see you.
No, thank you. This was great. This was a lot of fun. I always appreciate your time and getting to see you. Ladies and gentlemen from the studio audience, there is no studio audience. It's just me and the cat. Cat, give it up for Jeffrey Epstein. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next month.
Same.
All right, take care. Wait, I'm trying to disconnect. I really am trying to disconnect you. Sorry. There you go. God, I like that guy so much. I could talk to him all day. And if you're going to Destination D23 next month, let me know in the chat below. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I very much appreciate you. Couple of things before I get to sort of wrapping it up and giving thanks to folks in the nation as well as you. I'm going to tell you at the end of tonight's show where next week's show is going to be, so don't hang up just yet. Quick, huge thanks to everybody who is a member of the WDW Radio Nation family. You allow these things, like the live show tonight, to happen, including you, Alex Gleason, Barry Wallace, Belinda Porter, and Jennifer Shane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can find out how you can join the nation for as little as $1 a month and really help keep the lights on by going to WDWRadioNation.com. If you have been taking part in the giveaway on Instagram, I'm going to announce and reveal the winner tonight. Thank you so very much. Speaking of events, there are a number of special events coming up over the next few weeks, the next few months. Next, we've got, I didn't take it off. We've got the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic coming up next weekend. If you're coming to the Food and Wine Classic, let me know. I am definitely going. I'm not sure. I know a number of you have asked me what night I'm going. I'm not 100% sure yet. I will let you know as soon as I find out. We did just announce, by the way, our 8-night Bermuda and Bahamian cruise from Port Canaveral, April 15th to the 23rd, 2023. This one is extra special. Why? Because it includes an overnight stay, something I've always wanted to do, an overnight stay in the Bahamas. Also, my Momentum Weekend Workshop, just, yikes, under a month away, November 13th and 14th. I have extended, just for you, the $100 off sale. We have just 5 seats left. If you go to LouMongello.com/momentum, you can find out more exactly about what Momentum is. I can answer any questions for you and make sure that Momentum is right for you. If you're looking to go on the Galactic Star Cruiser, you can go to Star Cruiser, email starcruiser@mei-travel.com. And even if you're not going there, you could just contact Mouse Fan Travel for all of your vacation planning needs. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I can't remember exactly what it was. Got our Marvel Day at Sea cruise coming up next year, our 2 cruises on the Disney Wish in June, and again, our Very Merry Time cruise. And next week's show, thankfully, I'm sure you're tired of seeing me in this background. Next week's show is going to be on location in Walt Disney World. And for those of you who are coming to Momentum, thank you. I cannot wait to see you. Next week in Walt Disney World, live. I don't know why it's taken me so long to do this. It's time to go live from the boathouse. Next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, weather permitting. Even if weather's not permitting, I'm still going to go. I'll have more details as we start getting closer, but I know this is going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what we're going to do, but I know that this is going to be a good time nonetheless. So I am sure that I am forgetting something else. Let's see. We mentioned the nation. We mentioned the clubhouse. We mentioned the spoiler support group. And if you've got your tickets for Eternals, get ready. I'm going November 5th. I cannot wait. And also, of course, huge thanks and love to our friends and Becky over at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you again, Jeffrey Epstein, wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here and watching. I know that there were some issues with spottiness of the internet. Jeffrey's connection was not great. We were spending some time earlier trying to work through some of those issues. If I find that the video that's posted is a little too choppy, I will take my local copy and I'll re-upload it. This way you can have a better experience in case you missed it. But if you're this far along, you've probably realized that already. Thank you so very much. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you again. And I don't have a graphic for it up yet, but please do me a favor. Make sure you check out Don't Listen Hungry, the live review of Steakhouse 71. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'm going to spoil it for you. It very quickly has jumped very high in the ranks of one of the best dining locations in Walt Disney World. Listen, not hungry, and find out why. So until next time, until next week, have a great week.